Example number 3. Find cotangent theta. If sine theta is negative 1 over square root 10 and cosine theta is less than 0. Since cotangent theta is cosine theta over sine theta. Given that the sine theta is negative 1 over square root 10, to find the cosine theta using the Pythagorean identity. Cosine is square root of 1 minus sine square theta, and the cosine is negative or less than 0. So cosine theta is negative square root of 1 minus the quantity, negative 1 over square root 10 squared. Simplify the number. We have 1 minus 1 over 10 or square root of 9 over 10. Simplify square root 9 becomes 3. We have numerator negative 3, denominator square root 10. And then bring it back to compute the cotangent theta. The cosine theta is negative 3 over square root 10 divided by the sine theta or negative 1 over square root 10. Again, we write it as negative 3 over square root 10 multiplied by the reciprocal of the denominator or negative square root 10 over 1. Simplify the number, we will get positive 3 as the cotangent value. Example 4. Find the remaining trigonometric ratio of theta if given the trig function and the theta in the particular quadrant. For part A, cosine theta is 1 over 2 and theta terminates in quadrant number 1. Cosine theta is defined by x over r. That means x equals 1 and r equals 2. So to find y, it's square root of r squared minus x squared, or square root of 2 squared minus 1 squared, or y is square root 3. We keep the positive sign because the theta is in quadrant 1. We draw the diagram, we would get the order pair x comma y located in quadrant 1. By the definition of the sine theta, or y over r, so y is square root 3 and r is 2. Similar to the rest of the trigonometric functions, the cosine theta is x over r. X equals 1, r equals 2. The tangent theta is y over x. So y is square root 3 and x equals 1. The cosecant theta is r over y. R is 2, y is square root 3. The secant theta is r over x. R is 2 and x is 1. The cotangent theta is x over y. X equals 1 and y is square root 3. Part B. The sine theta is given 2 divided by square root 13, where the theta is in quadrant number 2. By definition, sine theta is y over r. Therefore, y is 2, r is square root 13. To find x is square root of r squared minus y squared. Since the theta is in quadrant 2, x has negative inside, or negative square root of square root 13 squared, which is 13, minus the y squared, which is 4. That gives us the x equals negative square root 9 or negative 3. If we sketch the diagram, We have the order pair -3, 2, located in the second quadrant. The sine theta, which is y over r, and is provided. Y is 2, r is square root 13. The cosine theta is x over r. X is -3. The r is square root 13. The tangent theta is y over x. The y is 2. The x is -3. Cosecant theta, which is the reciprocal of the sine theta. So we get square root 13 over 2. The secant theta is the reciprocal of the cosine, or square root 13 over -3. The cotangent theta is the reciprocal of the tangent, or -3 over 2. And the last example, the cosecant theta is negative square root 5, where theta is in the fourth quadrant. The cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine, or divided by r over y, r over y. And if you write negative square root 5 as the fraction, it would be negative square root 5 over 1. And we know that r is always positive. We can write negative square root 5 over 1 as square root 5 over negative 1 to represent r as positive square root 5 and y is negative 1. And then we use r and y to find the x in the fourth quadrant. X is positive. So x is positive square root of r squared minus y squared, or positive square root of r squared, which is 5, minus negative 1 squared, which is 1. Return the value 2 for the x value. So we have the order pair 2, -1, located in the fourth quadrant. The sine theta, which is y over r. The y is -1. The r is square root 5. The cosine theta is x over r, or 2 over square root 5. The tangent theta is y over x. Y is -1, x is positive 2. And we know the cosecant theta is provided as negative square root 5. The secant theta is the reciprocal of the cosine, or square root 5 over 2. The last one, the cotangent theta, is the reciprocal of the tangent theta, or -2 over 1, or just -2. The last example, suppose the angle formed by the line y equals 3x and the positive x-axis is theta. Find tangent theta. If we draw the diagram, the line y equals 3x is the line with the slope 3. Any order pair on the line would be from x, and the y is triple of that x value. The tangent theta is defined by y over x. Since y, or the coordinate y, is triple of the x coordinate, so y is 3x for any x. Therefore, the tangent is 3.